go, Kurt. Let's go get our
Let's do it.
muscle on.
I don't know if we can bring the single sheet in right away and then set it aside.
All right, so I've got the sheetrock all done. See, all the way around there. The window in, everything else. So we've got our 3 coats on for that. Now I'm doing a texture. Let's see if I can show you what I've done. So I've done 1 wall already. I'm doing this heavy texture here, which hopefully will hide some of those big lines in there. It looks like it hid this one really well. You can't see those big gaps that the people left in there before. So I've got to do that all the way around. I'll show you kind of how I do that one. I like that texture because it's a bigger texture and it really hides things well. Plus it gives it an old European look to the way they do their houses and stuff. So I really like how it flows together. And that's just kind of a heavy, thick trowel texture. So I knock down after that too. So I will show you how I do that one. And you can kind of see what I do with it. So hold on and we'll get that started. Okay, so to do this texture, I just put all my mud on my hawk right here. Want it thick, not runny or anything, so normal mortar style, or mud style, sorry. Then I take it, and all I'm doing is putting a big blob on the wall like this, and then I'm just kind of sliding it and skipping it across there. So I take a big glob and slide it around there. Now this uses a lot of mud, so I mean, just doing that one little wall, I used a quarter of a bucket. So by the time I get done with this whole room, it's going to be, I'll probably have done 2 buckets worth of mud. But it does hide all of your inconsistencies and all the bad seams. So if you're horrible at doing seams, you can do them, they're not smooth, this is the texture for you, because when it's all said and done, you put this over your seam, you're not going to see the seam anyway because it's so big up. So I'm only doing this because the people who did it before did a horrible job and didn't get the seams covered very good. I figured out what they must have done is put all the drywall on, not done any seams, textured it with the orange peel texture, painted it, and then went back over, and then someone came in and said, hey, you know, we're supposed to tape those seams. So then they went back and taped them, and then tried to put the orange peel texture on there again, and it looks so horrible. Anyway, so this is what I'm doing to kind of compensate. It doesn't matter so much on the new drywall I put, because I did those seams really smooth, but after I put this on there, you won't know where the seams are anyway. So that's why I do this. It's really simple. Just takes a bit of time. You're just slapping it on, lots of mud. Lots of mud, just sliding it across there. And then when I'm all done with it, I'll let it dry. It takes about a day to dry because it's so thick. Then I'll come over it and I'll kind of knock it down again. Make sure it's a little bit flatter. Then sometimes I'll take the sander and I'll just do a quick sand. I'm not heavy sanding, I'm just doing a rough sand or a light sand to knock down all the big bumps and the big sharp pointy parts. So not too intensive on the cleanup afterwards, which is nice. But I do really like like this texture. So that's pretty much it for how I do that. I'm not going to bore you with doing this whole room because I'm going to be here all night doing the room. And the lighting's not really good in here anyway, so I'm not going to bore you with that. But that's kind of what it is. And like I said, when it's all done, so when it's all done, we get this really nice thick texture. Now I've sanded this one down, just done a light sanding over it. But yeah, so it really pops on the wall. So then this is what I'm just putting on. You can see it's pretty much the same thing. And it's okay that there's these little gaps in there because that's what adds the character to it and everything. So it turns out with like little bumps. Then when I paint it over it, there's this interesting pattern and design all through there that you can have a lot of fun with. All right, so what I'm doing in here, I'm texturing up the ceiling. So I'm doing, I guess it's like a crow's foot thing. So I just use this little brush here with it and put it in. I wet down this mud a lot, so it's a lot soppier than normal. But then I just hit it and I stamp it on the ceiling. I don't know if you can see that one in there. I don't shake it too much with my shaky hands. And just stamp it on there. So this is kind of how it looks while we're doing that. So I just bring my brush up here. Then I just stamp it, move it. Starts out kind of thick. Then as I plop along, it makes a nice little design on the ceiling. And it's kind of fun. So I'm gonna finish that up on the ceiling. Give you a chance to look at that while I do it. We'll see how it goes. started on this room now. Put a skim coat over the top. Why we're working on it? Because we had the brown stuff. The reason we're doing that is, once again, the texture on here is just so thick. You can see like no lines in the ceiling. It's just a horrible patch job. So we've got to do that. It's like very obvious in many spots. So we'll do that whole thing. Then we're closing that door. We're moving the kitchen over. So yeah, we'll put that skim coat on everything. It even looks better just now without that. Hides those lines a little bit better. But yeah, you can just see those obvious seam lines in the ceiling. So we'll get all those done. We're just working on that. Okay, so here's where we're at now. We've demoed a whole bunch of the cabinets and taken the cabinets out and all the decor off the walls. So, and then started cutting the hole in the wall for the window and stuff. But we got a little bit more demo to do, but here's where we're at. So we've got first coat down on most of it. We just have this last little bit to do. And then of course the whole ceiling part, which we need to do. I've got texture drying on most of these walls. So this texture is there, this texture is there. So we bought a window, which will be a 4030. So we're gonna cut it down a little bit farther, deeper here, go all the way across. And it's actually, we're taking out this whole double sliding glass window, putting in a real door. So we've got that. And then all the cabinets removed, except for the sink. But we'll be shifting that over about right here over so we can put dishwasher and everything else in. So we're getting closer. Got a little bit of electrical stuff. We have to move some of the wiring and change stuff here, but for the most part, we're really close to being able to be done. This back bedroom here is now done. The ceiling's all textured now. And so I will be able to paint this tomorrow, which I'm kind of excited about. And so that's it, getting closer. All right, we're finally ready to paint this room. I'm excited about that because I've been waiting like 2 months to paint this room. I had to do a whole bunch of other crap before I could paint it though. Like put in a window, do electrical, stuff like that. So, I'm going to do that and I'm going to wear a mask. The only time I actually believe that masks work while you're painting. Even then they only work like 40%. So, we're going to do that, we're going to paint, we're going to have some fun. And I should say right now, I'm just doing a primer paint, PBS coat that, what was I say? PBA coat, which kind of primes it so where you have this drywall stuff, so it kind of seals the drywall. So when you paint it, it doesn't suck all the moisture out of your paint. So we're just doing that first. We're gonna do this primer coat on it first, then we'll come back with the real color paint. So it's gonna be kind of lightish gray for this first coat.
Sounds good.
Work, so.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm going away. Bye.